But if you say you are giving just one restroom for the male gender and one restroom for the female gender, it's not it at all. Because you start seeing line from nowhere. Like I said, people's systems can be very, very funny. Is that's the place that the system will know that, oh, you need to go and use number two. Nigerians, you know, we love to do, we love to have a good time. So imagine a bad DJ with bad all these are DJ tools. Just imagine, guys. Even you as a couple, you want to enter the ground, right? So please try as much as possible to get a very good DJ. Say no to bad DJs, guys. When an MC is boring, some people will start leaving. Like your wedding becomes boring automatically, and the MC has about maybe, depending, the MC is not going to talk at a stretch. It's going to be when there is need for him to come, he will talk. And just imagine him coming at every point, and he's a boring MC. So that means every moment he comes is a boring moment. Your guests will start leaving, guys. Your guests would start leaving because, I mean, what's keeping them there? Hey, beautiful people, welcome to Nigeria Weddings Arena. On here, we'll talk about weddings, relationships, makeups, breakups, everything and anything in between that space of love. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, please hit the subscribe button to become a part of the channel. So in this particular video, we are going to be talking about wedding guests. Wedding guests, wedding guests, wedding guests. So, I mean, in as much as a bride, as a groom, the main aim, the sole aim of having your wedding is to celebrate the love that you and your partner share. That's the main aim. Oh. You also want the guests that you have invited to have a good time, to have fun, and just be comfortable at your wedding, right? And the best way for you to entertain your guests, the guests that you have invited, the best way for you to entertain them, for them to have a good time, is if you give them good food, good music, and just make them generally comfortable, right? So now this brings us to the topic of today's video, which is what guests really hate at weddings. Guys, let's dive into this one already. I know that you will absolutely love it because, I mean, most of us, almost everybody has been a guest or would be a guest at a wedding soon or later. You know, at one point or the other, will definitely be guests at weddings or celebrations of love and all of that gist. So guys, let's dive into the video already. Number one thing that guests really hate are weddings, guys. The first thing is when the food arrives too late. Oh my god. So you go for a wedding and let's say the wedding starts at let's say 1 o'clock and there is no food yet until like there's no food in sight until like 3. Even 3 self, you are not seeing any food. Even if you are seeing food, right? The food is not anywhere near you. And you're starting to raise your neck, like, what is happening? When is the food going to get to me? And all of that. So you start hearing hisses left, right, and center. You start hearing murmurings, you start hearing people talking, everywhere because they are hungry. I mean, you would say that, oh, they didn't come to the wedding to eat, they came to the wedding to celebrate, right? Let me give you this instance. Some of them do not even eat at at home. They want their stomach to be light, they want their stomach to be full, yeah, so that when they come to your wedding they will be able to eat well. That's number one. I know you would always say, oh, you would also say that, oh, why did they eat at home, and all that, which is true. But I mean, you've made provision for food, right?
Jollof is ready.
What is a jollof oh, daddy oh. What is a jollof oh my god, daddy oh.
And everybody knows that when you invite someone for a wedding, the person eats, right? Once there's food, the person eats. So you can smell the food, you are seeing the caterers, but the food is not coming. You are wondering, you spent 1 hour, 2 hours at the wedding, but there's no sight of food. You start to just hiss and, hear different things. So that is one thing that Nigerian guests, in fact, wedding guests in general, hate our weddings. So this is my own tip, right? I also believe that a lot of wedding planners also do this as well. But in case you're watching this and you don't do this or you don't know this, I mean, there's supposed to be like water, drinks on the tables in the wedding hall, at the wedding reception, anywhere. There's supposed to be like water so that the guests, even if they are hungry, at least they are not thirsty. There's supposed to be like maybe sweets, all these small treats that they can just use to keep their mouth busy while the food or before the food gets to them. So when they drink water, eat small treats like that, they will not feel too much hunger, and then the food will arrive in no time.
Again, I look at that eba, delicious eba, sumptuous eba. When you eat the kind of food, you forget your problems for a while. You say, thank you.
The second thing, especially in Nigeria, that wedding guests absolutely hate is when the venue is too hot. I mean, we understand if it's like an outdoor wedding, if it's a beach wedding or a garden themed wedding and all of that. We understand that, the forces of nature are supposed to do their job. But if it's in a hall, right, a hall that is not even properly ventilated, you need AC. You can't keep your guests in the heat. Nigeria is hot. Lagos is hot. A lot of states are hot in Nigeria, especially if you're now doing your wedding during hot season, in the hot season. Like, how do you want your guests to breathe? So please, I mean, ventilate your the hall. Ensure that the hall is cool enough for your guests. Because if the guest is sweating, you're also sweating. Just imagine if the guest is sweating, the bride, the groom would also sweat. But if the hall is cool, very, very appropriate for the wedding, everybody will have a good time. Nobody will start leaving because when it's too hot, people are going outside to form small groups. People are leaving because they are too hot. They cannot cope in that hot condition. So they start leaving. Your wedding is now, everywhere scattered. It's not even organized because of something that could have been avoided. So try as much as possible to keep your hall cool and sharp. Make sure when you're going to scout for halls, make sure that that is priority. Ask them. Hope the AC. You can even ask them to test it. Hope the AC is good. It's not just going to be one AC. Anyway, depending on the hall, sha, but at least two ACs should be in a hall, at least, or even more if it's not a big hall. Like, know that plenty ACs is required. So if a venue is too hot, um, guests absolutely hate that. That leads us to number three, guys. Not enough restrooms. This one I cannot even overemphasize it. Some people's systems are very, very funny and very, very annoying as well. Is when they leave their houses that they will know that, is this now that you have to do number two or number one and all of that. But irrespective of that, I think that hygiene is something that should be taken very, very seriously. At least at a wedding hall, at least two restrooms for each gender, the male and the female, two restrooms, making it four at least. So it can be more than that. But if you say you are giving just one restroom for the male gender and one restroom for the female gender, it's not it at all. Because you start seeing line from nowhere. Like I said, people's systems can be very, very funny. That's the place that the system will know that, you need to go and use number two. So in order to avoid that, at least two restrooms for each, but it can definitely be more, at least three or four restrooms depending on the hall as well. Two, three, four restrooms for each gender should be made available in order to avoid nonsense. Because I mean, you don't even want to experience that, guys. You don't want to experience that. You don't want your guests to live in a very bad way. You don't want your guests pooing on their body. You don't want them uncomfortable. You don't want them pooing everywhere. Because trust me, once they are at once they are at the wedding and they want to use the restroom is not available, and they are very, very pressed. They can't go home. They look for one hidden place to do the do, right? And this just makes the whole hall messy because from nowhere you start seeing flies. From nowhere, I mean, this is TMI, but you guys understand what I'm saying. So please make enough restrooms available for your guests. Thank you. The next point, guys, is a boring MC. I hate it. Even me, I'm talking. I hate it.
The only place where all their places end with Ekiti. Ìwúyẹ́rì ìlú Èkìtì, Aláwọ̀kọ̀ Èkìtì, Ìgédé Èkìtì, Adó Èkìtì, Wádáwádó Èkìtì, Lúgbé Èkìtì.
Let's even remove wedding aside. We'll come to wedding later. Just imagine a boring MC at any event that you go to. You feel sleepy now. You'll be like, this person should go, this person should go, this person should go. I mean, I respect everybody's craft, but when you want to hire somebody, right, just make sure that you know who you are hiring. There are some people that still need to is it harness their craft and all of that, right? And I understand that you should also give opportunities to people who are, upcoming and stuff. But still, if you're an MC, you're not MC is different. If you're an MC, you're not supposed to be boring, to be honest. And the last thing you want to do, or the last thing you want to get wrong, is to get a boring MC for your wedding. You will hear hisses. You will hear hisses. Your ears will become full. So try as much as possible not to hire a boring MC. You need an MC that is energetic. You need an MC that is creative. You need an MC that would be able to is it merge the two generation, younger generation and older generation. You need an MC that will be able to put them together so that they can work together. See, you need an interesting MC that will come up with games to just make the wedding experience more memorable, more entertaining, more interesting. So please avoid boring MCs, avoid weddings, please. Avoid weddings. I take God beg you. Avoid weddings.
For the men, whoever gets back here first with two different heel shoe on their leg. Then for the ladies, two different male shoes. Men, heel shoes on your leg. You have to wear it. You have to wear it. Wear the male shoe. Wear it. Ladies, the male shoe. Wear it. Ladies, female shoe.
When an MC is boring, some people will start leaving. Like your wedding becomes boring automatically, and the MC has about maybe depending, the MC is not going to talk at a stretch. It's going to be when there is need for him to come, he will talk. And just imagine him coming at every point, and he's a boring MC. So that means every moment he comes is a boring moment. Your guests will start leaving, guys. Your guests would start leaving because I mean, what's keeping them there? I mean, in as much as the wedding is to celebrate your love, right? Your guests also came to have a good time, to eat good food, listen to good music, dance, just have fun in general. And if they are not getting, fun, if they are not getting anything to keep them entertained, they would leave for somewhere else. And who is going to eat all the food that you've bought? Who is going to eat all the food that the caterer cooked? Who is going to eat it? Food is going to waste, food is going to spoil. So to avoid all of this, just get a good MC that would keep your guests entertained. Guys, the last but not the least is getting a bad DJ. You don't want to even do it. So can't even try. Like, please. I don't know. But this one is very hard. I don't know. I don't know how if you're a bride or you're a groom listening to this, just look for referrals. I mean, that's the best way to know a good DJ. And if you've actually experienced a DJ, that's the best way. Maybe I'll do a video how to get. But yeah, for this video, referrals. If you've experienced the DJ personally, right? That's when you cannot say, oh, okay, this person is a good DJ, right? And maybe if you've seen his works online and stuff, and you like his works and all that, you can now book him and all of that.
Baby mi jọ̀wọ́ o jẹ́ ká jọ máa gbádùn. Olómi jọ̀wọ́ o jẹ́ ká jọ máa gbádùn. Àyà tó mọ yá yìí ló ń ṣe kẹ́ ọkọ rẹ̀.
But still, you have to be very, 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 how do I put it? Very, very serious when it comes to hiring a DJ, because Nigerians, we love to do, we love to have a good time. So imagine a bad DJ with bad all these are DJ tools. Just imagine, guys. Ah, even you as a couple, you want to enter the ground, right? So please try as much as possible to get a very good DJ. Say no to bad DJs, guys. Say no to it. Guests absolutely love a bad DJ because they'll be like, what's this one playing? They'll start leaving and stuff. Your guests would, the hall would eventually become empty, and you don't want that. To be honest, you don't want that. You want your guests to have a good time. So yes, absolutely, thank you so much for watching, guys. If you watched to this point, I mean, drop your comments, like this video if you did. I'll see you all in the next video.